Okay, so let's have classifying and naming organisms. Okay, for organisms to be studied and information about them to be shared to those who need it. Okay, scientists group them into meaningful classification. So the different groups are ranked. So they are ranked from the largest to the smallest group. Okay, so large group include many organisms with few similarities. Small groups, the smallest group includes include few organisms um, having more similarities. Okay, so organisms which have more similarities would then be closely related than those which have less similarities. So classification of categories consists of domain. Okay, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. So the domain is the largest category. Largest category into which organisms have been classified. This is followed by kingdom. So kingdom categories are divided into various phyla. Okay, which is subdivided into phyla. Okay, phyla, which is um, plural. Okay, singular is phylum. So phylum consists. Okay, so let's have phylum here. Okay, so phylum. Phylum consists of different classes. So which are classes? Okay, in which class with several orders. Okay, okay, so orders. Where are you? With different families. Okay, that consists of several genera. Genera meaning plural. Okay, the singular of this is genus. Okay. Next Next, each genus. Here, each genus comprises the smallest group of various species. Okay, let's go back here. So, a species is a group of similar organisms and capable of reproducing their own kind. Okay, so this means only member of the same species, the only, okay, only member of the species, means only members, the same species, only members. Let me write this first. Okay, can mate. Can mate and produce fertile offspring. Fertile offspring. Okay, so the dog, waling waling, an orchid, milkfish, bangus, or the local name of milkfish, rice plant, and humans like you examples of species. So what are the examples of species? Examples, so the dog. Let me just write this. Dog, waling waling, or what we call orchid, milkfish, or what we call bangus, rice plant. And lastly, human like us. What are, are examples of species? So with the information available about organisms from early studies to the present, okay, scientists, what the- okay, came up with a three domain system. So three domain system of classification. Okay, so before organisms were only grouped into eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So before organisms. And prokaryotes. Okay, so remember in your previous year, you knew about the nucleus in the cell that contains DNA. So So the nucleus contains, or nucleus in the cell. Okay, in chromosomes having a role in heredity, meaning it can pass all the traits, okay, into the offspring, okay, or into the next generation. Okay, so in eukaryotes, that's right, eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, these materials are enclosed in a membrane. So, okay, while in prokaryotes, while in prokaryotes, they are not. Okay, so most prokaryotes are tiny unicellular. Where are prokaryotes? Eukaryotes. Where's the prokaryotes? So they are tiny unicellular. Okay, while prokaryotes, eukaryotes, I'm sorry, here are multicellular. Okay, so thus are larger in size because of greater number of cells in their bodies contain. Okay, so recently prokaryotes have been divided into two domains. So divided into two domains. Namely, archaea and bacteria. So the eukaryote group was retained and now consists of the third domain, which is eukarya. So eukaryote group was retained and now consists of the third domain, which is the eukarya. Eukarya. Okay, so that includes protists. This includes protists, fungi, plants and animals, and animals. So, okay, I will be showing you the table. Okay, example of how organisms are classified. Let me just erase this first. Okay, so this is how organisms classified. So seeing the table of classification of organisms, let me ask you, um, question number one first. So, which organism in the table are similar up to the order category? Next question. So, which organisms are most closely related? Why do you say so? Question number three. So, can a dog and a wolf produce fertile offspring? Explain your answer. Okay, so for any organism, in this organism, for any organism identified, a scientific name is given. So let me write this. A scientific name is given. In this way, every scientist and other people from different places would use the same name for the same organism. This is what you see in the species row for each organisms. So you must have observed the scientific name consists of two names. Okay. So the question, answering this question, or giving an idea about the scientific name. Let me ask you first. Question number four is this four. So so what does the first one refer to the table? And what about the second name? What about the second name? So, this way of naming organisms is referred to as binomial system of classification. Okay, also take note that scientific names are in the Latin language and are italicized. Okay, scientific name here or in Latin language and italicized. Sized. Okay, so you should know. However, the researchers may differ in classifying organisms. It is important to bear in mind that with further researches and discoveries in the system of classification may change as more information are gathered about organisms found all over the earth. Okay, so early studies of organisms resulted into only the two kingdom classification system. Later, with the invention of the microscope, okay, and with more evidences gathered about the different forms of life, where scientists proposed three to four, then five, and later to six, even eight kingdoms classifications. Okay, so here the six kingdom classification will be used, namely archaea, archaebacteria, eubacteria, protist, fungi, plant, and lastly animal kingdom. Okay, so I'll write those six kingdom classification. Okay, so for today this will be our okay discussions. I will be continuing this later. Okay, and I will upload this after I edit this video. Okay, so thank you for listening.